Hello, this is Bob Joyner, and this is a recording on Monday, 17th of November, 2025. And we're going to be taking a look at the SPY as we're going to be doing every day. But what I want to do is just show you some of the things that I talked about in yesterday's video. If you didn't watch that, you may want to go back and look at what I say about Hakanashi candles and about the change in color and structure. So just to start out, at 9:54 this morning, I took the screenshot, and you can see the orange line here is showing that 26-minute Hakanashi trend change conversion point. And at that point above the orange line, you've got green candles on the 1 minute chart, green candles on the 5 minute chart, and you have Chiku span, which is this Ichimoku indicator right through here, crossing above the historical price curve. Very bullish move up. It looked like we were going to be off to the gate, off to the races like we were on Friday when we had that huge short covering rally on Friday. But we hit some overhead resistance. 1035. This is what the charts look like. And at this point, soon after this, I drew a little box here for the members to show the continued pin bar support we found here at the pivot line, if you can make that out. Another line of possible support or resistance that I watch are the pivot lines in the market, as well as Fibonacci. So here, just explained here on the far right panel, which I did not discuss in yesterday's video, this is conditional colored candles from TC2000. So when you have dark red candles like you had over here on the far right panel, dark red candles add a known area of possible support, being the pivot line there, then it's a good place to take profit. Okay, it's a big bear move down, looking for a support, looking for a place to take profit. That's the way to think about it, until it doesn't, right? So you had this long debate, a lot of pin bar action, a lot of pop back up, a lot of churn for an extended period of time there this morning. Then 11:08, you can see what happens. 11:08, it collapses. We fall through that area of debate. Chiku span, if you can make it out through here, is coming down below the historical price curve. And before we had the 26-minute Chiku debating the historical price curve, and it started to fall back below as well as we broke through that area of consolidation. But again, just to point out, what you can see is red, red, red. Everywhere's red. Copy curve indicators on the bottom are red. There's no reason to exit that trade. There's no reason to get out. There's no reason to scalp that. Okay, you should be holding on. I should be holding on longer and longer when you have momentum that is that strong, and actually adding to the trade. But that'll be another video session. So at 11:17, let's see what's happening. Breaking down further again. Also have Ichimoku on this panel 4, as you can see, and on panel 2 on both those 1 minute charts. So that's just showing you a very bearish shift in the market. Again, red across the board. So we're looking for support. We've got these dark red candles, but there's nowhere to find support until, right, we get down to the next fib line, which is right here. I circled that on the chart. Drew the purple line there for the members in the chat room. And you can see where we had this bounce back up. The first thing to convert, of course, is going to be the 1 minute candle. The Hakanashi candles turn green, and soon after that, you can watch for the 5 minute candles to turn green as well. But that's an obvious area of possible support after a big bear run. Good place to take profit. Okay, then we come down to 11:28. You can see where we came up. And now we're debating this 5 minute half line is what I call it. That's the lowest low 5 minute chart. Has the lowest low and the lowest high in that sequence, right? And we're coming up to debate that now. Possible area of resistance, but we don't know yet. No proof of a turn back down. We have green on the 1 minute, green on the 5 minute, and still a red on the 26-minute chart over here on the far left. 11:41, we keep pushing through. We keep pushing through until what happens? We come up to the next fib line of debate, which is right up here where this purple arrow is. So we have debating this bottom fib line and debating this top fib line. That's 11:41 where I took that snapshot. And you can see where things are turning green. Actually, everything is green at that point. No reason to be short, but if you are long, you'll be watching that Fibonacci line, because we had previous resistance there earlier in the morning, and then we came up and hit right on that, and then this is what happens next. At 1:33, a couple hours later, you can see here we fell back below that fib line. Again, we have 3-panel red. Copy curves are all red. Everything's bearish. At 2:37, we're still pushing down, and I'm just moving these 5-minute candle lines down, these blue lines, as the market continues lower. At 4 o'clock, this is how the market looked. We came down, and then we had that short covering rally to end the day. as we move back up. So what are the main points of the video? Multiple areas of support and resistance. I'll look at fib lines, I'll look at Heikin-Ashi candles and their openings and closes as far as possible areas of support. I'll look at pivot lines. I'll look at a lot of different areas of possible support and resistance, as well as pivot areas, natural price pivot areas on the charts. So a lot of areas that we can watch for support and resistance, but again, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is when you have these color conversions, if you want to call it that, or these tipping points in the market where what you thought was going to be resistance overhead actually turns into resistance. It's all three colors turned red again, and you have a big momentum move back down or back up, depending on if you're finding support or resistance. So quick video. Hope that review is helpful.